So without any further ado, let me go right into my presentation, right? So what is the purpose of the report card? And the purpose of the report card is to give students academic and social behavior report, and it is documentation of their work that they have been doing throughout the term or the school year, whichever the period is that you're writing the report for. So you know that you have to document all of these things, whether it be good or bad. You put them in writing, and so you have it to present whenever you're called upon or whenever the occasion arises for you to show these things. So it's their performance during class, their academic performance, and their social behavior, and also their attendance, specific attendance over the period of time. So if their attendance is good, you commend them for that. If it's irregular, which is affecting their performance, you also speak about that in your report. So the report is generally covering the whole aspect of their school life, not just, it's the whole child you're covering when you do a report. Okay? And the purpose of the report is giving the overview of the student, and as I said before, social and academic, and you're going to highlight their strengths and their weaknesses, because you just don't want to talk about the good, but you also want to talk about the weaknesses and how you can help students to overcome weaknesses and to go over hurdles that they might have. So you make your recommendations on your report, okay? You help the student to see themselves, see their goals, and what they want to achieve at school, what they want to achieve in your class. And you're giving them something to strive for, all right? So they know they want to be on the honor roll. I usually say to my children, all of you in this class have a place on the honor roll. Go down there and look and see where you want to be on the honor roll. So don't think that it's only those children who you think are very brilliant can go on the honor roll. So you give them something to strive for. So they are working towards going on the honor roll. I also say to them, think about the school that you want to go to, right? And you have to do well in your class from now. You can't wait until you go to grade 6 to perform well. So that is really giving them something to strive for. They want to go to a very good school, so they are going to work hard. They're going to do their best. So that's the purpose of the report card. Okay, so in my writing my reports, I have a writing philosophy. I have a writing philosophy where I look out for the students' well-being. In that, I am very sensitive to um to the students, what I write, what I put in their report card, right? And sensitive in the manner where I if I make a comment on the report card, I am very aware of who is reading it, because sometimes children are in situations that if a negative comment comes on their report card, there's going to be stern discipline. So I am very careful of how I state my comment. It can be um, a negative comment, but the way you put it across, it does come as if it is something really, really bad. It is bad in your estimation, but when parents read it or whoever is reading the report, they will see it in a different way. So just think about the students, think about who is reading it, and the consequences of a bad report card. Okay, I also affirm myself what the child can do. All right, and I should be able to find one good thing. When I affirm myself, I should be able to find one good thing that the student can do, whether it be academically or socially. For example, you can say that the child is kind and helpful. Okay? So I find the strengths and I make the comment. Okay? All right? And I focus on the most important concern that I have. Right? I focus on the most concern and the most important concern that I have. For example, if a child is struggling with reading, I emphasize that and I look to the parents, I point out to them where that has been a challenge for the child over a period of time or since the child has come into my class, or if I have investigated, spoken to teachers who have taught that child ahead of me, I, can find out that that has been a long-standing problem with the child. Okay? Or it could be confusion with operations that they are to use in mathematics. So you are to find something. I always find something and I focus on that. Okay? And I'm aware that every child is unique, every child is different. So their report card, every child report card is going to be different. It's going to be personal. No two comments should be the same. There is something different about each child that you're going to state in their report card, okay, in your comments. And I also provide them with encouragement, right? There must be something that you can encourage the child to do. Work a little harder. You are improving, but you need to work a little harder in this area. You need to focus some more. You need to be more attentive in class. So you encourage them to be more attentive, encourage them to talk less in class and be more focused. Okay, so that's my philosophy in writing my report card. Okay, and also in writing my report card, I provide a lot of encouragement. I provide a lot of encouragement because parents will get turned off when everything that you say is negative. You don't want to bombard them with just negative things, even if that is so with the child, where the child is not pulling his weight, the child is disruptive or so. You have to provide some form of encouragement and be positive. All right. So when you're writing your report card, you're going to start with a positive statement. Okay. Let the parents want to read the report, the comment. When they see the positive statement, they're going to want to read to see what is coming next. I usually break the gap with the bridge by saying so and so is excellent in this, so and so is very motivated. However, I use that word to break as a bridge to the positive and the negative. However, he needs to pay more attention to this. He needs to read more. You know what you want the child to do, or what extra thing you want the child to be able to do to show some improvement. So you break the bridge there. So you give a positive, then you give your negative. But in giving your negative, you have to be careful how you say it. All right. Be objective. Make your ob- comments objective, personal. Okay. Make it personal. Look at the child. If it is positive, it is personal. If it is negative, it is personal. So just look at the child and remember that the child is unique and no other person in the class is like that child. Okay? You will not find two children being the same in your class. So make your comments personal, and you're going to be specific. Be specific. Say what you want to say about the child. He is making strides in reading. He is using syllabication to aid him in identifying his word. He is referring to his timetable to help him with his mathematics in multiplication. So be specific in whatever you are saying about the child. And in being specific to use language that the parents can understand. There are words that we might use, we understand what the words are saying, but there are parents who might not understand some of the terms that we use in our professional life. So use words that are at their level and they understand the meaning of those words. In writing your comments too, my comments, I bring the parents onto things. I don't leave them out. I let them know that I'm depending on them to help in the child's learning. Okay, so in my comments, I will say, let us. When I say let us, I am talking parents and teachers. So both of us, we are in partnership. We are working together. So I am depending on them to help with the child's learning. So when homework is given, I'm depending on them to help with the homework, provide the materials that the child might use, provide opportunities for them to do whatever you ask of them in the homework. So they have a role to play. Okay? And also, you can also say thanks to them. They have been helping all along because you see that in the assignments that are done. And you know that without their help, the level of assignment that you gave, it could not be done without their help. So mention that as well too. Okay? Be kind and nice to them. All right? Calls made to verify things that they don't understand in the homework. That shows that they are taking a part in the students' learning process. You're going to treat with respect. Whenever you're writing your comments, whenever I write my comments, I treat with respect um, whatever I say to the parents. I put myself in the parents' place. All right? I turn it around. And whatever I'm writing, I'm going to say. If it is something negative and I think the tone is very strong, I say to myself, had I been the parent of this child, would I want a teacher to say this to me? Right? Right away, your conscience is going to prick you and you're going to say, no, I wouldn't want a teacher to say this to me about my child. So you can say the same thing, but you're going to say it in a different way. So you're going to be tactful in what you're saying. It is not what you say, but how you say it, right? You can say something that is very harsh, all right? But it's how you say it that makes it not very harsh. So be careful of how you word your report and the words that you use and treat your parents with respect. In your report card, let the parents be aware. When you're writing your comments, let them be aware that it is not only you who are on this thing with their child. Administration is there with you. And you let them know that administration is there. You're not going to say that, well, Mrs. Walker says or Mrs. McCallum says. Just use the word we are. We are giving all the support we see necessary. We are monitoring their progress. We have observed marked improvement in your child's performance. And the we there stands for administration, principal, vice principal. If there's a grade supervisor, you are bringing them into the picture. It's not you alone who is fighting the battle. It is not you alone who is trying to get the child on track, but administration is aware of the challenges that the child might be experiencing. So bring in administration in whatever you do. Okay, and in ending, in closing, as I said before, start with the positive. There must be something positive. There's always something positive. There's always something negative. Be tactful when you mention the negative. Okay? You can say the negative, as I said, but it depends on how you say it, that it is not going to rub the parents in a wrong way. So choose words that you are going to use when you write negative things. There are negative things and we must mention it. We can't just pretty up things. We must let them know what we are experiencing that are not acceptable where the child is concerned. Okay? Give encouragement in your comments. Okay? Whatever, whether it be academic encouragement or social behavior encouragement, give some form of encouragement. It is going to help to lift the parents' spirit. When they say, well, your teacher say that you're doing so and so, the child will feel happy about that. All right? And be prepared to back up anything that you say about your child. When I was at another school, even at this school that I am now, I think it's a grade that just left and gone to high school. I used to have a book that I call my incident book. All right. And I tell them what that book is for. All right. And I said, if you're in this book 3 times, your parents will be called. And any infringement that is committed by the child, it is written in the book. And I call the child and I read what I have written down in my incident book. And I said, listen to what I wrote. Is it lie that I'm telling on you? Did you do this? And you are going to sign to it. So after I've written all that happened, the child signed to it. And I said, if you're in my book 3 times, I am going to send for your parents. So back up your whatever you write in there. Say, Miss, how I didn't know about this. And you draw out your incident book and you say, well, this is what I have in my book, and see your child has signed to it because he has agreed, he did agree that he did these things. Okay? Um, Avoid words that can be offensive. Be tactful, as I said before, in whatever you say. Okay? Don't say the child is disruptive. Okay? You find something else to say. All right? The child doesn't wait his turn to speak in class. All right? So when he's speaking out of turn, he's being disruptive. Okay? The child doesn't keep his seat. It's all about. You can say it that way, but don't say the child is disruptive. Parents don't take kindly to those words. So avoid those offensive words. When you're closing off your comments, end with a positive note, end with a positive comment. It was a pleasure having this child in my class. This child is a good class citizen, a good community builder. Okay, very helpful to his classmates. Okay, wish the child well in going to his new grade or going to on to another term. All right. And in doing these things, I think parents will be happy with the report that you give them of their children. Thank you all for listening.